Have you ever felt that silence so loud, it almost hurts? You're sitting there, maybe in your room, lights dim, your phone in your hand, and suddenly, you realize, there's no one to text. No one to call, and for a second, your heart sinks. Because in that moment, you realize how alone you really are. You scroll through people's stories, their laughter, their smiles, their lives moving forward, and you ask yourself quietly, why does my life feel stuck? You try to distract yourself, play music, open apps, talk to random people online, but deep down, that emptiness doesn't fade. It stays. And I want to tell you something. That feeling, that heavy, painful silence you feel right now, it's not a curse. It's a sign that life is trying to speak to you. Because when the world stops talking, your soul finally gets a chance to. You see, being alone isn't the end of your story, it's the beginning of it. It's in that silence that you start to hear the truth about who you are. You start to see how much of your life was built around people who were never meant to stay. You start to realize how many times you gave your heart to people who only came for the benefit of your light, but never stayed through your darkness. There comes a time when life isolates you, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because before you can stand tall in front of the world, you must learn to stand alone. Before you can truly love someone else, you must learn to love the person you see in the mirror. It hurts, I know. It hurts when the phone doesn't ring. It hurts when the messages stop coming. It hurts when the people you once called home suddenly turn into strangers. But what if I told you that pain is not here to break you? What if it's here to rebuild you into the strongest version of yourself? Every great person, every strong soul, every leader, every dreamer you've ever heard of, had to walk through a period of loneliness. Because solitude is where the soul sharpens itself. It's where strength is born in silence. When you're alone, you start to notice things differently. You start to see how much noise the world makes, how much drama you used to chase, how much validation you used to need. And slowly, you begin to detach, not from people, but from dependency. You learn to enjoy your own company. You start talking to yourself, not out of madness, but out of understanding. You start creating goals, not to prove others wrong, but to prove yourself right. There's a beautiful power in being alone, because when you have no one to rely on, you begin to rely on your own fire. And that fire, once lit, can never be taken from you. Maybe you're in a phase right now where nothing makes sense. You wake up and feel tired even though you've done nothing wrong. You want to cry but you can't explain why. You're tired of pretending to be okay. You're tired of always being the strong one. You're tired of holding yourself together while no one notices the cracks. But listen, you are not broken. You are becoming. You are being rebuilt quietly, piece by piece. The loneliness you feel now is shaping the foundation for your future peace. The silence that feels unbearable today will one day become your greatest strength. One day you'll look back and realize that the nights you cried alone, the mornings you felt invisible, the days you felt like giving up, those were the exact moments that turned you into the person you were meant to be. You'll realize that you didn't lose anyone, you just found yourself. You didn't fail, you grew. You didn't break, you transformed. Being alone teaches you self-respect. It teaches you to stop chasing people who don't care. It teaches you to stop begging for love that isn't real. It teaches you to build your own peace instead of searching for it in others. Sometimes you have to be alone to remember what real peace feels like. Because the truth is, peace isn't found in company. Peace is found in clarity. Peace is found when your heart stops depending on anyone else to feel whole. So if you're alone right now, don't run from it. Sit with it, feel it, talk to your soul. Ask yourself what you truly want, what you truly deserve. Because once you learn to be comfortable in your solitude, no one can ever control you again. One day, people will look at you and wonder how you became so strong. They'll wonder how you built yourself up after losing everything. And you'll smile, because they'll never understand what those lonely nights taught you. They'll never understand the power you found in silence. They'll never understand how solitude became your greatest teacher. You'll reach a point where you no longer chase love, you attract it. You no longer beg for peace, you embody it. You no longer fear being alone, you cherish it. Because now, you've realized that being alone isn't about loneliness, it's about freedom. Freedom from fake people, freedom from forced conversations, freedom from toxic attachments, freedom from everything that kept you small. When you're alone, you rediscover your purpose. You remember what makes your soul light up. You find hobbies, dreams, visions, and suddenly, life starts to move again. You start walking with confidence. You start looking at the world differently. You stop asking for permission to be yourself. You begin to heal, not because someone saved you, but because you finally decided to save yourself. And that is the real power of being alone. So if today you feel isolated, unwanted, forgotten, understand this. God, the universe, fate, whatever you believe in, didn't abandon you. It's just removing the noise so you can finally hear your own voice. It's creating space for better people, better energy, better opportunities. It's preparing you for a chapter where peace isn't something you chase, it's something you live. Don't rush to fill the silence. Don't run back to what broke you just because you miss being comfortable. Use this time to rebuild yourself. Work on your body, train your mind, protect your energy, feed your soul, because when you come out of this season, and you will, you won't just survive it, you'll rise from it. You'll come out stronger, calmer, wiser, and you'll thank the loneliness that once hurt you. Because it gave you the greatest gift of all, yourself. So tonight, when it's quiet and you feel that familiar ache in your chest, don't wish it away. Smile, because that silence you're feeling right now, that's the sound of your transformation beginning. You are not alone, you are just becoming who you were always meant to be. You ever notice how quiet the world gets when you're alone? It's like suddenly, all the noise disappears, the voices, the chaos, the distractions, and you're just left with yourself. And that silence can be terrifying. You start to remember every mistake, every heartbreak, every person who walked away, every moment you pretended to be okay when you weren't. And in that moment, you feel the weight of it all. Like the whole world forgot you existed. You look around, and it feels like everyone's moving ahead, living their best lives, while you're stuck here, trying to figure out what went wrong. You scroll through your phone hoping someone texts, hoping someone still cares. But all you see are smiling faces that don't include you anymore. And then it hits you. You're really alone. But let me tell you something. Being alone doesn't mean you're lost. It means you've been chosen. Chosen by life to rebuild. Chosen by the universe to pause. Chosen by your soul to remember who the hell you are. See, we spend so much of our lives trying to fit in. Trying to be liked, trying to be seen, trying to be loved. But somewhere along the way, we forget how to love ourselves. We forget how to sit in silence without feeling lonely. We forget how to just be. And that's what being alone teaches you. It strips everything away, the fake friends, the empty validation, the noise. Until there's nothing left but you. And that's when the real healing begins. Because the truth is, no one's coming to save you. No one's going to fix you. No one's going to hold your hand through every storm. This is your fight, your journey, your rebirth. When you're alone, you meet the most important person in your life, yourself. You see the cracks, you see the scars, you see the pain you've been running from. But you also see your strength. You see your heart still beating after everything that tried to break it. You see the fire still burning, quiet, but alive. You start talking to yourself differently. You start realizing you don't need to be loved by everyone. You just need to be understood by yourself. You start to rebuild your peace, one breath at a time. Yeah, loneliness hurts, but that pain, it's shaping you. It's building discipline, focus, hunger. It's making you pay attention to the things you used to ignore. It's forcing you to grow up in silence. The nights that make you cry are the same nights that teach you to stand. The silence that breaks you is the same silence that builds your strength. And the people who walked away, they didn't leave you empty. They left you room to fill with something real. You don't grow when you're surrounded by noise. You grow in the quiet, in the moments when no one's watching, no one's clapping, and no one believes in you. You grow when it's just you and your reflection. You grow when you stop trying to escape and start learning to endure. So don't hate this season of loneliness. Don't rush to replace it. Don't run back to the people who made you feel unseen just because you miss being comfortable. Because comfort doesn't grow you, pain does. Loneliness does. Use this time. Wake up early. Go for walks alone. Talk to yourself kindly. Plan your future quietly. Heal from what hurt you deeply. And promise yourself that when this season ends, and it will, you'll never again depend on anyone else for peace. You'll reach a point where being alone doesn't scare you anymore. It'll feel peaceful. It'll feel free. You'll sit with your coffee, your music, your silence. And you'll realize, this is enough. You are enough. One day, people will look at you and wonder how you did it. They'll wonder how you rebuilt yourself after the fall. How you found light again after living in so much darkness. They'll ask how you kept going when you had every reason to quit. And you'll smile, because they'll never understand what those silent nights taught you. They'll never understand that your loneliness was not your weakness. It was your awakening. You'll realize that being alone was the moment your real life started. The moment you stopped chasing, stopped begging, stopped needing. The moment you took your power back. So if you're in that phase right now, where it's just you, your thoughts, and your silence, don't panic. You're not being punished. You're being purified. You're being prepared for the life you asked for. Because greatness doesn't grow in crowds. It grows in solitude. The caterpillar has to be alone before it becomes the butterfly. The seed has to be buried in darkness before it breaks through the soil. And you have to face the silence before you find your voice. This is your cocoon phase. This is where you're supposed to outgrow who you were. This is where you're supposed to stop apologizing for needing peace. This is where you're supposed to learn that being alone isn't sad, it's sacred. So take this time and make it yours. Sit with your pain, not as your enemy, but as your teacher. Let it break you open. Let it wash away everything that isn't real. And when the world calls you lonely, smile. Because you know the truth. You're not lonely, you're leveling up. You're becoming the kind of person who doesn't chase, who doesn't beg, who doesn't need. You're becoming the kind of person who glows quietly, who moves silently, who rises naturally. You're becoming someone who can be alone, and still be whole. So tonight, when the silence comes again, don't run from it. Breathe it in, feel it, let it heal you, because one day, you'll look back and thank this silence for everything it taught you. You'll thank the nights you cried for the strength they gave you. You'll thank the loneliness for teaching you self-worth. You'll thank this version of you, the one standing in the dark, for not giving up when no one was watching. You'll walk into your future with quiet confidence, knowing that peace isn't found in people, it's built within. And when you finally reach that day, when you wake up and realize that you don't need anyone to make you feel alive, that's when you'll understand what being alone really meant. It was never punishment, it was preparation. Music swells, strings and piano rise together. So be patient with your solitude. Trust it, grow with it, because one day, you'll look in the mirror and smile. Not because you found someone else, but because you finally found yourself. You are not alone, you are becoming.